Hello, friends. Welcome back to the table where we do tarot. So let me light up some sage for us. Birds are super loud today, and I've had crows in the backyard. I normally don't get crows in the trees here, not close by. I can like see them flying over, or I'll hear them from somewhere, but I don't usually get to see them. But there were like three that have been playing around in the trees today and calling back and forth to each other. They seem to be gone for right now. There was one that was flying through, and it actually, I think it came into this tree here, if not like one a little bit further back. But and it was like being chased by starlings, which that drives me crazy. I know that it's the cycle of life and everybody's got, everybody's predator and prey, but or they have enemies or whatever. So I just want to chase those birds away because they make me angry for like chasing the crows. But I know that's probably because the crows were trying to take their eggs or whatever, because I know that they do those kind of things. But I feel like they mostly go for carrion, which is like stuff that's already dead on the ground. Okay. All right. Little water, little sage. And let's go with the gold foil tarot. Let's see what's at the bottom as we pull it out. The Four of Wands. Happy family, happy union. What's right under it? The Three of Wands. Interesting. You saw it coming in. The Empress, which is the three card of the major arcana. And she was like birthing this into existence. What else? Strength. All right. That's amazing. And the Ace of Swords. I'll leave it off at that and let's get further in. I see it split on the Nine of Pentacles, which means personal abundance, and the Queen of Swords, which that's some good feminine energy to be in. So I feel like, um, yeah, I feel like the energies are aligning. People who want to be in the right kind of energy and have been taken advantage of for a long time, they're learning how to do that, even though it's such a difficult shift to go through, or it's not like it's super hard. Every shift is possible if it's change that you want, but it's often counterintuitive from what we're programmed to do. I mean, it absolutely is. It absolutely is like counterintuitive to what we think our strong suit is, which is um, always just to keep trying harder at the things that like we see not working well. And it's like, no, 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 they're not working well because you're not supposed to keep trying harder at them. You're supposed to either transition your perception of those things or like figure out how it's not you're you're out of balance somehow, you know? Okay. What do we have? The Page of Wands is the overarching message. And the one that I saw so far is the Ace of Coins. See what we haven't seen. We've again got the Four of Wands. We have the Eight of Wands. So Four of Wands, I told you, it's like marriage, family, stability, equal partnership, um, just like strength from all four corners, north, east, south, west. And there's a message coming in fast from spirit, and it has to do with like the Queen of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Two of Swords. And it's like I almost feel like that this is separate. This is a separate energy than this stuff. It's like this is being given to the person in their healthy energy who parted ways from somebody that's kind of like the message of what I was talking about. And like I said, the Page of Wands was the overarching message. And then under that, we've got the Six of Wands, which is positive recognition for something that you're creating or something that you're doing. And we've got the star underneath it. And that's what's coming in for you is like everything that you wished for and being recognized for this thing that other people were like, they did not understand you. They're like, just do things another way. I don't know why you gotta like be so insistent on, it's like for me, I'm always so interested in learning new things, but trying to create things that I admire in other people. Like if I see somebody who's really good at doing something, then I'm like, I want to learn that and create it because that's what they did, right? It's like somehow they learned it, whether it was taught to them from their lineage, right? Or whether they had to do some research on it. But there's this other part of the reading of like where is it? This type of energy. It's like they're still chained to the devil because they can't see. They can't see. There's like they're in their own deception. And that's what the moon card is about, is that it's like that things are in the dark. And actually, things act differently in the dark than um, they do in the light, as far as like what comes out at night. But I feel like that this person is in the darkness of their mind and their emotions because they're thinking that their emotions are being caused by somebody else. So they can't ever move forward, right? It's like there's the moon, it's a crescent moon. They can't see it anyway. They can't see like full moon to where they could possibly see how to get their way out of the darkness because they are trapped with the devil. All right. So underneath that is intuition. It's like almost like she is giving the answer. Intuition is inside of all of us. So she's definitely giving the answer. And that's what happened with the person who was the Page of Wands energy, is that they kept listening to their intuition because they knew it would lead them to everything that they wanted in life. It's like they didn't care to be recognized for it, but that's what's going to happen nonetheless. It's like all that energy, this energy is so low vibe. I don't even like really holding on to it. But let's just talk back about this one, right? So, Ace of Pentacles, which is like if you have been in not even poverty necessarily, but if you have been earning way below your value because you know that the socialized world of capitalism and things like that can't see your value, even though that you know that they feel it, but they can't, they can get away with offering you a low value because you don't really have other options. So God is like, well, guess what? I got an option because these concepts of like these toxic companies, toxic bosses, and things like that, they are leaving. And what is going to work is emotional fulfillment, things that are like, um, business ideas and creative plans that are based on emotional fulfillment, that like the right people are drawn to you and your creations because they feel good, and it's not like a sugar high feel good. It's like a real true, you're speaking the truth, and that makes me feel good to know that somebody out there is doing that. Let's go to the crow tarot. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for this. The Fool. So it's the start of a new journey. And that's exactly what's going on here, is that you have to take a new journey in order to figure out the how to utilize or like gain that coin from God, right? This like naturally born gift that you have within you because you were born that way, you were created that way. It's the Ace of Swords. It's like the ideas, they just flow. They flow from your higher power. Yeah, but you've been holding on to something of like lower value. It's like these coins, it's like this is the only thing that I can see, so that's what I have to hold on to make money. But the Hierophant is like, okay, well, it's time to move on. We are all in agreement. It's time for you to move forward, and you know, keep moving forward in your mission because though the rest of the world sees Newtonian physics, where like the Fool is, this one doesn't appear this way in this deck, but there's lotuses here, which they grow on the water. So it's like riding a log on the water. And normally the Fool looks like it's going to head off of a cliff. And that's how things work in the Newtonian world of science, physics. I'm sorry, I'm trying to move my table because my chair, I keep bumping into it. Hang on a second. Okay, so just to explain what I mean by that, it's that you know, the equal and opposite action and reaction type of determining science. It's like if you apply force to something, then it's basically that the reaction to something is in balance with the force of the action of it. Okay. And that is like an old school thing. It's like we have moved out of that. And even if the rest of the world still exhibits it, it's that you can exist in your own like quantum world where because you believe in spirit and you take your guidance from spirit, then sorry, I had to look to see if I unpaused it. Um they have safety nets for you and a set of physics that don't apply to what everybody else believes in. Okay. Your outside world is just It's just a reflection of what you believe in inside. All right. So as you shift your beliefs and meet people to like change your belief system, or you can see in their story like how they had to believe in something different, you know? And those are the stories of like people who have made it in this world. Okay. Even in the old school business models, like that's how things have happened. So what's really necessary is to always keep looking forward, not back at empty cups. So no matter how much disappointment you've had in the past, it's like you were just stacking up experiences so that it was easy for you to move forward with a new idea that you're being given. Okay, so we got the Page of Swords. Who like this page flies off. First of all, it moves forward out of um out of emotional turbulence into the unknown towards the moon. It was given a sword by God to carry, and then it became the King of Swords. Okay, because it carried that sword through the battles of a world that didn't understand its power. Hang on. Let's just go ahead and look at these in silence. There's a train. I'm surprised we got one in the upside down. Okay. All right. I'm going to pause and wait for that to go by. Okay. All right. So we started out, okay. We ended up on the Five of Cups, but I like to kind of like gather our story and then read it in the order in which it aligns itself once I stack the cards up. So we have the Five of Cups. We've been seeing that a lot lately, okay? And if you see that in other people, then it's clearly a reflection. People reflect things back to you that you don't know about yourself, also that you wouldn't like to admit about yourself. Okay. So if you want to look at somebody and be like, they're always so focused on what's not working, they're always so focused about how like nobody likes them or whatever. And yet you saw within them that they understood what love was all about. And yet they always turn their back on it because they're not used to it. And so it's the same for you. You're not used to that, right? It's like, even if you think in terms of how much the world has changed when it comes to emotional fulfillment over the past like 5 or 6 years, it's like nothing is what it used to be. People still not, like once people went into quarantine, it's almost like we really wrapped our arms around each other figuratively when everybody was like making all those feel good videos and people were getting together on Zoom chats as a family and all this other stuff. And if you look back and you think about, like, did we really have to do all that social distancing? Of course we freaking didn't. It's like for the purposes of sort of destroying some good stuff that we had in the world, which was like people getting together. And it shifts where money is being spent. It shifts the energy of things. And this isn't some like diabolical plan that the government or political leaders or big businesses were trying to do. They're too stupid. Like everybody is just a person, and nobody is that smart to put it all together like that. But we are all serving different energies, okay? There's energies out there everywhere, and we all, based on like how we suit ourselves up for the day, emotionally, mentally, spiritually speaking, physically too, for sure. Depends on what it's like what we are channeled to it's like what radio station can play through us based on what we're channeled to that day, right? What we're tuned into that day. And so it really, hang on one second. So when you get worn down, it's like the time on the clock was 14 minutes and 14 seconds. And to me, that adds up to like a 5 5, because 1 plus 4 is 5, but also which symbolizes change. It's like a double representation of change. But also 14 is karmic number, and that means ending a karmic cycle. Okay. So it's like you are ending a karmic cycle with somebody else, but also within yourself. And we need to not forget that we are um just as much to blame in these stories of who we have become. We can't blame it on other people. But you had always known that you were given value by God, but it's like you felt like you weren't ready to embody that. So you draw in relationships that represent that reflect that, and they give you the time to grow and build on your own at your own speed when you're ready. And so it's like you weren't really working at that craft, right? You see how it's focused on one pentacle, that crow right there. But I shouldn't have any reversals in this deck because I don't shuffle for reversals. So when something shows up in reverse, it really means that there's some uh, intentional message behind that. Okay. So it's like you hadn't been able to focus on that one because you weren't valuing yourself. So you didn't have a partner who valued you. So focusing on your skills was upside down. And that's what the Eight of Pentacles is. It's like some divine skill. I am going to turn it in upright so I don't accidentally keep shuffling it upside down. So you have seven right here, but you also have a seven right here. So you have a chariot. The chariot card is moving forward despite all odds. You have to learn how to like finesse your way through this world in a way that is authentic. And that's when you can motivate things to move forward. And that's when you get recognition for things, for something that is of your own divine creation that other people can't reach you. They might like cackle and be down here hating on you because they hate you because they ain't you, right? Because you're up here and they can't reach you, but that's all right. It's like you did a lot of work to move forward because you had to move out of environments that were reflecting what you had going on inside that was not your true value. So then you bring in this coin. Again, you draw it back into you because you got rid of all the excess noise and you stopped trying so hard to fix things that weren't yours or to work so hard for some hourly dollar amount just because that's all that was available to you. It's you did something to start to magnetize your value as far as like how people are drawn to you. Magnetized a partnership, right? Where you're drinking from the same, it's like this is medicine, right? It's like the caduceus. But it's also like Mercury. It's like the strength of a lion, but wings and the dual snakes, right? And they're sort of like drinking from the same. It's not this one where they're drinking from the same heart, though I think that there is one where, so anyway, but they're sharing one heart and they're sharing what emotional fulfillment is for both of them in this like sharing of the liquid between the cups. It's not like one is empty and the other one is pouring into it. It's like that it defies gravity because it's on the same frequency. All right. So there's never any ability for them to lose out on anything. And towers are falling, right? A tower crumbled to get you there. Towers crumble all the time. Figurative towers, they crumble all the time in order to create change. It's just how it's done. The world's never going to be at peace. It has to offer balance for everybody. So it has to also offer instability for people. So you are learning how to move forward from that stuff now because you realize all the life experience that you've had. It's like you got to stop focusing on what's not working and trying to put more effort into it. That's not it. You know that. You know that there is that Two of Cups in the background somewhere, right? Where'd it go? Here, right? It's like you had to go get it and you had to admit that everything that has gone awry in your life is just as much your fault as anybody else's, right? So now you're not scared anymore. I'm going to leave that with that. Oh, because I'm getting tired, right? So when you're feeling tired, let yourself rest, okay? And that's what I'm going to do right now. All right. I love you. Bye.